Welcome back to the channel, gentlemen. Feeling giga bearish out here right now. Now, my personal opinion, I want to talk about some things with these tariffs and data coming out. All these guys saying stuff about TA. The TA is going to do this, TA is going to do that. Guys, who the fuck knows? The TA is not going to tell you nothing. The data is. Everything is data dependent right now. Everybody's depending on what's going on with these tariffs and the data coming out that the Fed is looking at, like jobless claims and employment data and inflation data. The TA, you're not going to see none of that on a TA chart. You know? You're just fucking not. All right? Looking at this right here, this economic calendar is going to help you a lot. You're going to see this, what days this data drops, and you're going to see why there's volatility. The TA has nothing to do with the volatility. It's the data that's coming out, depending on people's sentiment. They get shitty data, they sell. It's bullish, they buy. All right? It's going to make you a better investor. You don't have to learn on TA. You don't. I don't use TA. I mean, I know a little bit about it, but I'm a fundamental guy. All right, so let's see. Today was Thursday. We had initial jobless claims today, and it's the second revision of GDP. So the Fed is, they look at this data coming out. We got 224,000 jobless claims, and they were expecting 226. Now, what does that mean? Okay, it means the labor market's still kind of strong. GDP came out higher than expected. What does that mean? It means the market's still strong. Going back to the bench press analogy, if you're on the bench press and you're pumping, killing the game, no one's going to give you a spot, bro. You know, they need to see signs of weakening, signs of struggle to get these rate cuts. Which leads me to pull this up. This is a CME Fed Watch tool. We have the next Fed meeting in 40 days. It's May 7th. And as of right now, it's showing a 12.2% chance of ease. But however, tomorrow we do get some data that could change that number a little bit. We have PCE inflation data, personal consumption expenditure. This is basically how much the people are fucking spending, on certain items. Now, the Fed's looking at the inflation data specifically. So if we get bullish data showing inflation is coming down still, well, you can expect a market pump. And the sentiment right now is kind of bearish still. The fear and greed index is at 33, 33 is still fucking bearish. All right, we're still in the orange. We're not out of the, we're not out of the woods yet, guys. Bitcoin is still ranging, between like 85, 84, and 88, okay? Bearish. So, this thing could dump like shit. Who knows? Then a lot of this is relating to this tariff stuff, and also there's a big tariff announcement coming out on April 2nd. Let me just play this video real quick of Trump talking about tariffs.
On the Venezuela tariffs that you announced earlier today, sir, yes. You said it's 25% for any country that does business
That's right.
in Venezuela.
If they buy their oil from Venezuela, they have to pay a 25% tariff to do business with the United States.
Is that on top of existing tariffs? So, for example, China...
Yes, that would be on top of it for existing.
45% tariff on China next week?
That's on top of existing tariffs, yes.
And so also next week, April 2nd, as you said, Liberation Day. Is that going to be sector tariffs as well as reciprocal tariffs?
It's going to be everything, yeah. It's going to be everything, but not all tariffs are included that day. For instance, we'll do some... as you know, we have already done steel and aluminum, and that's at a 25% level. And we are going to be doing automobiles, which you've known about for a long time. We'll be announcing that fairly soon, over the next few days probably. And then April 2nd comes. That'll be reciprocal tariffs. But we may take less than what they're charging because they've charged us so much. I don't think they could take it. In other words, they've charged us so much that I'm embarrassed to charge them what they've charged us, but it'll be substantial. And you'll be hearing about that on April 2nd. And it will be Liberation Day because we'll be taking in large amounts of money for our country, and that's lower taxes and all of the things that are good, and jobs, a lot of jobs.
The president also says...
Yeah, so...
On the Venezuela tariffs that you announced...
Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah. Basically, there's a lot of stuff going on with April 2nd. He's calling it Liberation Day. Who knows? He's saying it might be a little bit more lenient. So this could give us a market rally. All right, and if it's a little bit not lenient, we're probably going to dump. So Like again, with me saying the TA is almost basically irrelevant at this point. It's all data dependent. All right. Once all the uncertainty is cleared, then you can start looking at the TA again. But right now, it's just not going to help you out too much. It's all data dependent. Now, $16.5 billion in Bitcoin options expire on Friday. Will BTC soar above 90K? So this is also something to keep in mind. It's not bearish at all. You know, you got to keep you always have to be think both sides of the fence. You can't be bearish all the time, and you can't be bullish all the time. But you have to be aware of this stuff going on, guys. You know, this is something to keep in mind. If we get positive inflation data tomorrow, combined with this, we could see a pump above 90K. You know, it's not always bearish. I knew one thing, I'm ready to slaughter the fucking bears. Off with their fucking heads. Damn it, boy. Damn it. Alright. Now let's get on into it. GameStop wipes out $3 billion in market cap as stockholders question Bitcoin plan. Now, what are they talking about? They're talking about GameStop having $4.7 billion of capital just to deploy, all right? And they made an announcement that they're going to buy $1 billion of Bitcoin. On March 26th, GameStop tipped plans to use proceeds from a $1.3 billion convertible debt offering to buy Bitcoin, an increasingly popular strategy for public companies looking to boost share performance. GameStop's announcement came a day after it proposed building a stockpile of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and US dollar pegged stablecoins. Investors initially celebrated the news, sending shares up 12%. Shareholder sentiment reversed on March 27th, pushing GameStop down nearly 24%. Damn it, boy. Why is everything so bearish right now? Why are they bearish on them buying Bitcoin? I don't know. It's just starting to frustrate me. But yeah, here we go again with Trump said he's planning more on tariffs on April 2nd, calling it Liberation Day. So guys, I just wanted to make a video talking about like the basic sentiment of what's going on right now. Everything is basically data dependent. They're depending on tariffs and what the fuck's going on with the tariffs. And they're going to be dependent on this data for inflation. All right, so tomorrow is going to be volatile. You know, expect some craziness tomorrow. If we get bullish data, well, you're going to see bullish price action. There's something to keep in mind. If it's bearish, it's going to dump. You know, it's going to dump pretty bad, I would imagine. You know, my guitar is messed up now. Something else I have to fix. Great. But yeah, guys, that's really all I have to say. I just wanted to talk about the general sentiment of what's going on and why it's looking kind of bearish right now. So, guys, keep your head on a swivel. You know, these are the times you want to be building your portfolio on these capitulations. It looks like Bitcoin's starting to tumble right now. Let me click on this chart real quick. Looks like it's wanting to take a dumpy dump. Looks like it might lose that 87,000 support. Oh my gosh, this computer, bro. This computer, though. Let's look at the monthly chart real quick. Oh, it's kind of like, you know, kind of covering. It was down to 76 at one point. I mean, we came a long way since then, but altcoins haven't. Altcoins have been getting slaughtered. And the BTC dominance has ticked up, you know. Let's see what it actually is right now. Let's see what BTC dominance is. Is it on here? Altcoin season, 18 out of 100, bro. That's why altcoins are getting slaughtered, you know. I don't see the dominance thing on here. Is this it? I don't want to see altcoin index. I want to see. I mean, basically, it's Bitcoin season right now. Obviously, it's a less risky play, but it's a good time to be accumulating alts. You know, some of these altcoins are just at bear market lows right now. It's insane. Some of them have bottomed already. Some of them have been up, but some of them still haven't found the bottom yet, you know? But with that being said, gentlemen, if you get any value, like and subscribe to my channel. We're going to make it out of this one way or the other. I'm not selling my bags. I am holding through the storm. I'm feeling bullish as fuck long term. But the short term, there is definitely some uncertainty, and the market's looking sus. So basically, fuck the TA right now. You're going to want to look at this data that's coming out, you know? Tomorrow's going to be a big day with inflation data. It's coming out at 8:30 in the morning. Expect some volatility when that gets released, and also at 9:30 when markets open. You're going to see a huge bump or a huge dump. So, yeah. And then going into next week, you know, we got manufacturing data, employment data Wednesday, and at the same time, the tariff announcement. So there's a lot of volatility going to be going on the next few days, all right? Big price action coming, either to the up or the downside. I don't have a crystal ball. There's no point in looking at TA because the TA is not going to have the answers on the data. So basically, it's all data dependent at this point. You can't really guess what's going to happen. You just have to wait and see what the data that gets a release says, you know? The whole market's watching. Whole world is wanting us to pump. And I hope we do. But gentlemen, if you get any value, like and subscribe and hold down the fort.